So, like I said, I was trading Clean Spark the last few weeks and making profit on some of the call options out of the money. I've been buying the 25 strike going out to the end of 2027, and it's been costing me around. I've been paying around $300 per contract, and so I've done it twice. The first time I didn't make a lot of money, but the second time I did. This was the last time I did it, and I've done it a third time since. Anyway, I paid $300 for that contract on the 5th, and I sold to close it on the this is on the knife. I sold to close this for $360, and the one prior to that I could have had a much bigger gain than what I had on this one, but I didn't catch it till late in the day. Ended up prematurely closing the contract, only gained a few dollars. Plus, I was selling cash secure puts on Clean Spark too and making money that way. So recently today on the dip on Bitcoin, Clean Spark dropped substantially, like double digits, like 13% at one point, I think. Anyway, so what I did is I bought a call contract again, a 25 strike going out to the end of 2027, or actually the beginning. And I paid, actually, this is a older one. Let's skip that one. That's not what I paid. I paid like 240 on the one today. I think that's what I paid. So right now it's underwater a little bit, but I'm not buying a second or third one until Bitcoin hits that level I had mentioned in a previous video down around 71,000. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. If it bounces from there on, then I'll have profit. Anyway, in order to help finance that CleanSpark call option, I sold a Mara put today too. I made $97 on this $5 strike going out to January 2027, and it's currently profitable, but I'm not closing it. So if we get a stronger bounce tomorrow, what I'll probably do is close both these contracts again. Like I've been doing selling Mara puts and selling Clean Spark puts at a $5 strike out of the money out to January 2027. And that's what I use, that premium income. I use that to finance my buying call options. And it's been pretty lucrative lately. On really deep days, I always expect to bounce back the next day, even though I'm bearish on Bitcoin for the short term, midterm, where I could see it potentially hitting 71,000 mark and below in the 70s. So if that happens, what I would do is average down. But anyway, even though I'm bearish, I don't think we ever get down there in a straight line. I always see that on bigger one-day sell-offs, you almost always see a bounce back. Now, I could be wrong. Well, then I got a rule. I'll average down at that 71,000 mark, bringing my cost basis down. And then I'll also, to help finance those additional call options on CleanSpark, I'll end up selling probably cash secure puts at a $5 strike on Mara. I'll step up. I'll probably do two more, three more. Same thing with CleanSpark. I'll sell out of the money puts on that too at a $5 strike. And they're really lucrative. You look at them, they pay quite a lot. I mean, if you're getting almost $100 for a $5 strike, that's deeply out of the money. That implied volatility really jacks up those premiums. So that's how I'm trading the Bitcoin pullback. Now, yeah, I could get crushed. I'm not going to say I couldn't, but I'm stepping in over time. I'm practicing some discipline. I'm looking at the chart on Bitcoin and looking at levels. So, like I said, yes, I'm not going to get into too much technical analysis on this again, but basically, I was saying yesterday, if we broke that, and get rid of the moving averages real quick. Okay, there. If we broke that bottom trend line, you see the two white diagonal lines kind of. Anyway, if we broke that bottom trend line, it's a break of the short-term trend, the short-term recovery trend we were having, and it's validating that bear flag now. So what's the next level? So the next level, honestly, has to be for me, for a good risk to reward, it has to be around 71,000 or below. So if we don't reach there, I don't do nothing. I sit back because if we don't reach there, we consolidate. Maybe I average my call options down a little bit, Uh, this is really bearish because we broke that trend line to the downside. So in my opinion, 71,000 is on the chopping block where we could potentially reach. And if that happens, like I said, that's where I'll enter in buying more CleanSpark call options. CleanSpark gets really outsized type of moves. Bitcoin dropped like 4%, which is pretty big for a single day drop on Bitcoin. but CleanSpark moved down. I think it was down. It's showing after hours. See if I can bring it up. Hold on a sec. Anyway, CleanSpark I think was down double digits today. Yeah, 15%. Dropped 15% for the day, and down a little bit after hours. So I'm going to be underwater in that call option, but I got time to be correct, and I got time to average down on it. So we hit like RSI. If you look at the RSI, the orange line at the bottom. If we hit down here around 30, and it coincides, that'll be oversold. But if we get to 71,000 on Bitcoin, I'm going to buy more call options on this because the single day bounces you can get on CleanSpark are gigantic. You get double digit moves at times. So it's been really lucrative to trade. There's a lot of open interest on the contracts, and so that's how I'm trading the Bitcoin pullback, basically to try to drum up some income. So far, it's worked out. There's no guarantees in life or in trading. That's a fact. But that's how I trade. I intuitively have been just trading off the chart of Bitcoin to see where it could potentially get more support in the future if it pulls back to 71,000. You just got a large area of sideways consolidation right there. All right, guys, take care. Bye.